how many tricks and special techniques are there in TrackMania? Well, no matter how many there are, there is always a new one. Today I'm going to talk about the first track in the summer 2021 campaign, where I learned a new trick for myself, and more than one. First, let's take a look at the world record so far. So why is this run so good? Of course, all trajectories are optimized, and the jump in the middle is done with minimum airtime. You also probably noticed the angled bounce of the water before the finish. Yes, it's not just for style, it actually saves time. But that's not all. There is another mysterious trick, which I will tell you about at the very end. Let's start in order of difficulty, so that even the non-professional player can begin to improve his time on the track. The first thing that saves the most time is going through the main long turn at full speed. You just have to find the right line to enter the turn. So far, nothing specific to someone who understands the standard mechanics of the game. On the starting turn on the ground, it is important to do as little steering as possible, and to do it as gently as possible. It is also desirable to grab as much of the sides as possible, with better surface grip on them. Combining this with entering the next turn, you get a line like this. Water appeared in TrackMania not too long ago, and I learned about this trick on this particular track. Personally, I don't know why it works, but it does. You have to turn the car about 30-40 degrees before the jump, and then compensate for the bounce by turning the opposite way. That saves about 0.07 of a second. Also, if you start holding brake just before the bounce till the finish itself, the bounce gets even a little faster, by another 1/200. A more advanced game technique is wiggling. On this track, the wiggling is performed at the very beginning of the turn. I put it after the bounce because in my opinion it's harder for a beginner to get profits from the wiggle than from the bounce. Well, that would seem to be it. but when I was trying to set my own record on this track, I noticed that the world record was going faster already at the very beginning, at the exit from the water. And this is not only faster by 300ths already at the first checkpoint, but also further you have more speed. I tried to analyze his replay, but all I saw was a small left turn at the beginning, then a counter steer to enter the water straight. I tried to replicate what I saw, and I even succeed a couple of times, but the ratio of successful attempts was just 1 out of 100. I shared my puzzlement in the comments under the track world record video, where it was explained to me how the technique was performed. And I must say, the Ruda's explanation is very accurate, thanks to him. It is 10% steer into the water, and then, on the ledge into the water, an extremely short 100% steer tap, and immediately stop steering again. Incredible hard to do on a controller. And spam at it. You have to love action keys. I used the Xbox controller, and now knowing exactly what to do, after a couple of hours of practice, I started to get this trick in about 1 out of 5 attempts. I'm still wondering what the percentage of successful attempts is for those who use the action keys. Well, I can say I learned all the tricks on this track, and yet my own record is worse than the world record. It is still possible to gain more speed and drive closer to the wall. But in the middle of the track, my run has a special way of coming down the hill. At the moment my result is the top 9 of the world. I don't play TrackMania regularly, and for me this is my strongest record ever. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.